All right, hello Divine Feminines. I am going to do a reading for you today. Happy lunar eclipse. I have two new decks, and it is Love Exists Visions, Alice Loves Romance Oracles 1 and 2. I mixed them together because why not? So we have a nice little deck of 100 cards. Now there are negative and positive cards to these decks for sure. I did see, the very first deck I started shuffling, I did see that I have trust issues on the bottom. In this deck, I saw Trust Me while I was shuffling. And then in this deck, while I was shuffling, I saw I don't know what to say to you. So I do want to say, because I have been thinking about it, I love listening to other readers, but I disagree, especially with twin flames and high-level soulmates. I disagree with many readers. In fact, I don't agree with many readers. There's very few. Alice Love is one that I love, her readings. She does not believe in twin flames. So I'm going to talk a little bit while I shuffle about what I've been feeling lately. So twin flames are not about, if you're having like high drama in your twin flame relationship, you are very, very far from any sort of union. In fact, the closer I'm doing this because twin flame is a polarity. You come into this body and you polarize into two energies, and you're connected at your sacral energy. The closer you get to union, the more integrated the polarities are, the less drama you have. In fact, by the time, Four of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, by the time you get to union, and if you are ever around, at least this is my experience, that's all I can share with you. And I've had very high-level teachers, the highest that I could find, Emperor, Four of Wands. I said if you're ever in the presence of true unionized twin flames, and I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times, what I considered to be truly unionized twin flames, and I'm not talking about twin flames that are coming together and going apart every 2 weeks, is that there's no energy fluctuations whatsoever. It's incredibly like devoid of any energy. It's crazy. So we've had 2 4s now and an 8. This is very, very stable energy. So another thing, I really don't like reading. Like every reading I listen to, it's always like, oh, there's a third party. It doesn't really matter. And you're not going anywhere with twin flames, okay? So my opinion is just that I read for the energy of the pair. And I honestly try to stay away from any kind of third-party energy. So the bottom of the deck is 8 of Wands. Let us see what is going on. They want me to do you, wow, and him. Wow. Okay. You have 442 here. And he has 10 and 8. These numbers are sort of crazy. And then here we have Wheel, Lovers, Queen of Cups, and Emperor. So you guys are really wanting to have stability in love. I feel like just from the cards that I saw being drawn and showing themselves to me during the shuffle is that there is this desire to move into a trusting each other. My first kind of takeaway from this is that you may be running away a little bit. Like, your energy is completely guarded right now. Okay, so you have, I'm planning on calling you soon, and I'm planning on messaging you soon. And he has, my intentions can be selfish at times, and I am lost without you. I feel like okay. I feel like you're seeing through some of this facade. I have trust issues. I am ready. Your kindness has changed my life. Why did you leave? Oh, okay. Interesting. He is worried you are moving on and forgetting something about... Okay, I have this very interesting feeling because I was about to talk about the Magician. And I want to get a couple cards from this deck just to see what comes out about the energy between you. So the other kind of thing I really disagree with is that sometimes, like, I feel like in popular tarot, the Magician is seen as this, like, manipulative energy when I just don't feel like that's the truth at all. First of all, I don't think Skyfather and Spirit of Swords, I don't think that strength just fell on the ground. I really don't feel like manipulate is necessarily a bad word, but I think a lot of tarot readers just like to read fearfully. Okay, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, Judgment, 6 of Swords, 9, 9, 6, 6, and you have 3, so it's 3, 6, 9, and then we have the 4 of Wands. Bottom of the deck is 6, so we have 9, 9, 6, 6, 6, and a 4, and a 3 of Pentacles in reverse again. So you are really, in your outer energies, there's mirroring energy here that I believe you have a fear, both of you, that this will never lead to a stable relationship. There's something here that is making you feel like you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your life is what's coming through. But it's like, I do feel like there's a little bit of Spirit saying, like, be gentle. Your masculine has come to a very profound revelation that's coming through here. And I think it's from your outer shift. Whatever you have done in your energy field, he feels this. And this has caused this. Oh, they're saying it's like a crisscross. Okay. He may have done something, or you may have found out something recently about how he's been acting. And this may make you have guarded. This oh my Lord. This may make you feel very guarded regarding getting into a partnership, or it's not like getting into a partnership, it's being in a partnership, because sometimes when you look into this reverse polarity mirror, right, it's very challenging to see the reflection. And because, okay, so they're reminding me of a quote from A Course in Miracles. It says, love brings up anything unlike itself to be, I'm going to get it wrong, to be cleared, I think is what it is, but you can look it up. And that's what you guys are doing. They're saying like it's a purge. This eclipse is a purge. Okay, that's the first I heard of that. So there has been quite an emphasis on this number 8. So we're going to get some more cards here. This is a really profound message. Look at Magician in the Mirror. I did not look at that card, but that, see how funny Spirit is? See, it's an 8 card. Because I felt that Magician energy, and I feel like they're kind of saying like, he was going like this to you, and all of a sudden now he's going like this. And they're even showing it to me in like a circle 8 or a figure 8 motion. Like you feel this crazy pull on your energy, and it's like the moment something shifted, and you were like, I don't think so. And look at all the little things on her purse, and this are both kind of figure 8s too, right? It's like things really paused here. Your energy like reversed and his energy reversed at that same moment. And this is not something you can fake, right? Like they're even showing me that the 2 sunflowers on the 1 stalk, right, are really representing the way that you guys are energetically. I hope that makes sense. Okay. I'm channeling so hard right now. I don't even know what I'm saying. Yeah. Everything on your side is like, I really don't want to be, look at, this is so funny. I really don't want to be in this partnership with this person. Yeah, so interesting. They're just saying like, if you think you have a strategy in place, think again. So this is 10, 11, this is 9. So 6, 9 again with the 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Whew, okay. This is an intense reading. I hope I'm coming across with like, I don't even feel like I can get my words out, because I feel like you have this strategy that you're like, in your mind, you're like, oh, when I talk to him, let me tell you, he's going to get a piece of my mind, because if he thinks, and there's an 8 here too. If he thinks he's just gonna get off scot-free without me addressing what he's been avoiding and what he did. I've been learning a lot about spirituality. Now is not the right time. I'm struggling with money. I don't want this to be over. No one makes me feel the way you do. I never expected to feel this way about you. So nothing really new. I pretend I don't care because I care too much. Okay, well that's not gonna work anymore. So I feel like you're like, whatever did happen here in the whatever relationships he had, they're saying some were married, some are not, and I feel like a lot of you thought at one point if he was at all aware of who I am to him, what I am, if he can feel this energy like I do, there is no way he would not choose me. And yet he didn't, right? And they're saying this is a lot about you finally chose yourself. Now, I know for someone that's been watching card readings like forever and a day, I'm thinking I chose myself, but all the while I wasn't really. Like, there's a gradient, right? There's a spectrum there. And you keep healing and you keep seeing like, oh, I really wasn't choosing myself, because I can tell you when it shifts and you actually do, everything changes. Okay. Release your ex. Deception. Make the effort. Wedding. Codependency. Keep an open mind. Healing family issues. They're saying that's relevant. Worth waiting for, and reconciliation. I feel like you're done waiting. I feel like you're just done waiting, and the second you're done waiting, that reconciliation is going to come in, and you're just like, what? I honestly, they're just saying, for some of you, there's marriage involved. Not many, but there's some. Okay, so what they're telling me is hard to believe for me, but I try not to project my own things onto the messages. Is that as hard as all of this has been for you, it's been as hard or harder on him. And part of that is because you understand it on so many more levels. And yes, there's a spiritual level. Yes, there's an emotional level. There's a mental level. And there's also this like logical, rational level. And you're like a more advanced student in a way, because you can understand things on so many levels. You assume he can. And in truth, like, he can. He just doesn't. And I think sometimes you get surprised by that. Like, you're thinking it's fully the same, and then he'll come out of left field with something completely different of an interpretation. And they're saying, like, yeah, that is normal. Like, you too may experience the exact same experience, and you will have different interpretations of it. And that's really the value to your soul. And when you understand that, you can be less judgmental about it. Like, it's almost like a little child or a baby going through something where you're like, they just see it. You may see it like too broad of a perspective, and you may give too many chances, and you may be like your boundaries are too open, and you may have too many excuses of why this happened. And he's just like, it's one way, his way, right? It's very selfish. And yes, he's very selfish and possessive, and in a lot of ways very childlike, even more so than, like, he might say, oh, you're naive. But really it's him, because he can't look at it from anybody else's point of view. And he hides like his emotions behind a rationality, and yet part of him feels lost without you, right? And he can't quite get over that. In fact, it may make him angry at times. Like, he has this Queen of Swords reversed in his internal energy. And there is a part of him that he can't fight that says, he wants to blame you for everything, and he wants to make this all your fault, and he wants to be like angry at you. But the truth is, whatever truth he's come to here is that he pushed away his Six of Cups. He pushed away his Ten of Cups. He chose for his ego to win. And to end this cycle, this is going to have to be rectified. This balancing the scales they're showing me is going to have to be done. Like, you can't progress to the next cycle until that karmic wheel is balanced and you've like 6 different sayings. Like, you have to pay the price. Yeah, I think you've become the runner. He's trying to look like he's not watching you, but he definitely is. And for you, look at heartbroken twin flames. For you, I feel like you're running out of time. Like, you feel like you have the world in reverse, and there's an element of time here. Now, you have to remember that time doesn't exist for twin flames, really, in your soul. Sorry. He really doesn't not want you to know. So for a little while now, I've gotten this message that there may be a wedding going on around you. I still see that here. I still see you may run into him at this wedding. Or it could be like a holiday event, I want to say, or something like that, where he's still resisting being vulnerable with you and saying, like, I do see on the underside of the pink card that he wants to have a date. Oh, the brown fell out, I think. He wants a date. He wants to get together. There's just such a difficulty here to give you what you want. Like, there's some part of his ego he has to overcome. Yeah, see, even that white card came out in reverse. It's like he has resistance to the idea that this can be friendly. He thinks for sure you're going to have some animosity, anger, something for him. And there's something deep inside of him telling him that he needs to talk to you, telling him that he needs to message you, telling him that there's a reason that he can't let go of this energy that you have. I keep getting this message for like a week now, and it's like his ego and rational mind and logical side will just be like, oh, she put a spell on me, or she's a witch, or something like this. But the truth is that he cannot replace you. And there is this feeling that you two are divinely connected and that things are going wrong for him because he treated you badly. And they kind of keep bringing me back to this card where something has told him that you two have past lives, or you two have a connection that goes beyond just this one lifetime. Because I feel like you've said things and done things and known things that nobody else could really have figured out, or really, you really have seen behind this mask, and you've done it in such like a really strong way. I don't know, he is such, like, a Christmas colors much. So this may be before Christmas sometime if you celebrate that holiday. I do get holidays could be important here. You know, the thing about the feminine twin flame is that the energy is so big. You know, it feels like all of the attractions in one, and there can be many different types of attraction. It's like a best friend, a mother, a lover, a partner, all together, even more. There's more than that. There's so many archetypes, and you know, all of them are telling him to communicate with you. And have you forgotten me? So we get that message again. Do you feel like there's deep healing being on offer here to both of you? If you can bring that wall down. I wrote you a song, Leo. Pureness. That one keeps coming out and healing. I tell my friends about when we were together. I miss your smell, Jaguar, Taurus. I wanted to call you on your birthday. I saw your car. Have you forgotten me? You changed me. Burn candle at both ends. And dreams of you, gold and coins. There's a lot about worth. Money is always about self-worth to me. You know, in a lot of ways, your kindness really changed him, because I don't feel like he had experienced that level of, like, the pure energy like that before. I feel like he was always in relationships to get, and so he attracted people that were taking, right? Yes, they would give, but they were also not just giving in a really pure way. And it's like they're showing me kind of like his heart being a boat and plowing through water and leaving a wake of just pain and heartbreak in the emotional field. Now, I'm not trying to, like, give you a lot of negative stuff about the masculine, but obviously, like, the feminine and the masculine are very attracted to each other, and it's beyond this lifetime. And your wounds they are somewhat linked, right? But you heal, and then you're the only one that has to do the healing for your pair. He doesn't have to heal, and if you wait for him to heal, you'll be waiting forever. But he does have the wounding too, and he doesn't have the awareness usually. Every once in a while there's a very spiritual masculine around, but so he just goes around attracting, like, the like attracts like, right? The hurt people. We just go around projecting our wounds onto everybody, and then creating more of that pain. Anything else, Spirit, you want me to talk about here with this? They're saying that you have more of an idea right now that's kind of closer to you have a good idea of what's coming in a lot of ways. And where I think at one point you were just like, if he would have come back around, you would have just been like, oh yes, whatever. You may have said one thing, but the truth is, if he did give you any attention, you would have just put up with whatever he gave you. And now you're a lot smarter. And they're saying this is good, in a lot of ways. Be discerning. Make decisions after reflecting a lot. Learn from what has happened before. And understand that there is no rush here. Nobody's going anywhere. Some of you, there's elements of time where like he may be getting married, or there may be some pressing circumstances. And they're just saying like it will never feel, when you make these decisions, it needs to feel correct and good. If it feels any other way, there's still healing and work to be done. And from what I see in these cards, this having been the middle cards, is that there may be a little bit more work to be done, even if he comes back now, or he may not come back till there's this little bit of work done. And that, I think, has to do with trust, because all of these cards that I'm seeing here that indicate issues have to do with when we're fully healed, there's no fear, right? Nobody can do anything to you at all. So the fear of them being able to do something to you, deceive you, hurt you, betray you, and the fear that causes to make yourself not as vulnerable, right? That's what she's doing. So she's not being vulnerable, right? That there's a little bit of that here, and that's what's causing this reversal. So let's get advice. I hope this has helped you. That was quite an advanced message in my book. I know that we all love the romance messages, and they're really kind of cautioning me lately about getting overly caught up in like the romance of it all. They're saying right now is really not that time. That time will come again. So that's just passing on a message to you. Okay, I'm gonna do an animal card for you and him, and then we'll do 3 piles for the advice on how you can move forward. Be playful. All right, 2 it is. 2 cards of magic. Trust in the magic, and magic works through you. And then on the bottom, we have Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up, and it's a 2 card. So that's lovely. They're saying that he sees you as very magical, even if you don't see him that way. And we have the 51 and the 52. And then the 66. And they're pointing out to me the lotuses underneath the sandpiper. it's like, I heard this the other day and they're kind of bringing it up now. It's like the lotus has to grow all the way through the mud, and it's in darkness the whole time. And it doesn't stop, Patience. It keeps going. Even when it's in darkness. And then it gets to the light, and then it blooms, right? It still doesn't even stop when it gets to the light. So, they're just saying, like, your wisdom is really blossoming and blooming. So we have Gaia on the bottom of the deck. And don't stop. Don't get distracted. Even if he gives you some magical signs, even if there's some synchronicities going on, or he gives you something. So we have the Sunshine Yellow Dragon, which is beautiful. Helps you to serve animals. And then the Aquamarine Dragon. So they're saying there could be a little Neptunian energy kind of causing a little illusions part of the time that you may get swept up in. So just try to really think. Yeah, that's a very Neptunian card. And we have romance on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I'm going to give you some advice. This is for when you meditate, when you go to sleep. You can call in the Ascended Masters or the essence of the crystals or the dragons and ask them to please teach you while you sleep in the astral. You can do it while you're walking or just any time. We have Bumblebee Jasper, the Rose Quartz, and then the Moss Agate Moon. So the first pile is Ruby, Shine. The Holy Spirit, Expect Miracles, and Silver Dragon, Illuminates your potential with higher light. So I feel like you may have been going through a little bit of a tough time here, to remind you that only love is real and miracles will occur naturally, and Spirit does have your back. And this is always, for me, this key is like the Chiron. For those of us with Chiron and Aries like me, we have been going through an 8-year-long cycle of healing our core identity wound, which is in our self, right? Aries is the self. So access untapped resources, look into your soul and see higher possibilities. This could be like a dark night of the soul, or feeling, I know I went through another dark night this past year, and it was really, really intense. And they're just saying, like, remember, when you go through these things, it really is to remind you that you can get through anything, and you can always shine your light, even when things are so dark, But I just want to encourage you to keep going here, to be playful and remember your spirit of playfulness. It says, wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Okay, so pile 2 is Rose Quartz, Healthy Body, Hope, with the Lotus again, and Emerald Dragon. So very nice. So we have a lot of blessings here coming in. We have Healthy Body with Agate. So you can use that stone. We have Hope, Love, and Acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. So very much what I was talking about in the reading with the abandonment one. Choose loving thoughts, and Emerald. Bring in healing and cosmic abundance. Some of you need to do some other forgiveness because it's coming on my left side. And it's hurting really bad in my heart space here, that there's some self-love stuff from your mother. If you pick this pile, you may have some forgiveness. I almost can't talk right now because my throat is like so, I feel like you couldn't not speak your truth. I'm gonna do a clearing statement. If you wanted to say yes to it when I do it, Spirit, please clear any blocks to fully expressing our self-love and our love of the world and its people, its animals, and this planet across all time, space, and dimension. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's done. So if you like that clearing, you can say yes to it. If not, nothing's going to happen to you. I don't force any clearing on anybody. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. So, time. You're trying too hard to give it time. So we had weight and time. Very interesting. This is what I started out talking about at the very beginning of the reading, I believe. You know, I channel and I can't really remember, but I'm not sure if I did or not, because I just did an Instagram post before this and it was about this too, which is how it always works. But, you know, the people who could not love you for being you, that had nothing to do with you. And I know how hard that is because I've healed it. And it's very difficult to accept that it really isn't about you because it feels like the most personal thing in the entire world. But it was done to your parents too. And it just keeps carrying down until someone says, no, I'm going to love myself for who I am. And if you're still here with me and you're still, this applies to you, like put whatever you feel in the comments that resonates with you. Like, I love and accept myself. I accept myself. Whatever it is you feel safe putting. But I would love for you to, or even just like a pink heart would be great. But the entire point of this journey is for you to love yourself. And when you love yourself, I promise you, everything will change. And yes, his energy will change, but it won't even matter to you at that point. And not that it doesn't matter, because it does still, because you've come into alignment. But I really, really want to encourage you to do shadow work around your mother for this pile, or around whoever you felt did not accept you for who you are. Now I want to cry because I feel such pain in my heart for you. And I've went through that too, and I know how incredibly painful it is. And probably for this pile too, because it's the moon and we have the shadow here. So, and my favorite dragon. Okay, so for pile 3, the moss agate moon, we have the shadow. So you do your shadow work, okay? Work with black obsidian. Look at, this is so much about what I was just talking about here. You guys are like so blessed. You're just going to have this incredible magnetism in your voice when you heal what's keeping you. Like, it's a really strong, powerful, beautiful energy that's coming through your voice. Like the truth that you have to speak about your experience and whatever it is that you want to talk about. Okay. So if you just picked this and you haven't watched the other two, definitely watch number 2, because it's definitely the same situation. Maybe this one is with the father and that one was with the mother. I'm not sure, but stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Okay, use the violet flame from Saint Germain. If you don't know what it is, just look it up on YouTube. And it's just holding the violet flame in your hand or standing in it if you're comfortable with that, and using it to transmute any dense energies. Saint Germain and his twin work very strongly with the twins. Okay, transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It is time for transmutation. Magic and healing offer service under grace. So, of course, this is where there's 2 magic cards, and then we have magic again. Very high level alchemy in this pile, okay? Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. And what I get from this is that when you recognize that all you can really control in the world is your energy and yourself, then things change. Okay, I'm going to take one more card for each. So you have dolphins in pile 1. They've been coming to me in my dreams. Nature in pile 2 and fire in pile 3. And then Paul the Venetian is on the bottom. And he helps with music and art and in practical ways. So if you want to call on Master Paul to help you with the inspiration and to work on that and channel your energies, if you make art in any way, then please do that. Otherwise, you can call on these elementals: dolphins, nature, and fire. And with nature, it is Archangel Perlamiak, and the elementals that will assist you, or fairies, whoever you like to work with. Okay, thank you so much for being here. That was a super long reading, and I hope it helped you. Bye for now.